This is a little bit of a heavy video, but it is very true. And the reason is very easy, but it's also simple and it's sinister as well. And this is also the last time I'm going to really cover this topic. I'm totally burnt out with it, but I was just urged by my spirit guides to just convey this message to you. Um, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, all of those things. This is all propaganda, but it's reversed propaganda. What do I mean by that? They get you to pray to things that you think are holy in nature, God, Jesus, angels, heaven, Mother Mary, all of these things, everything that you relate to being holy and divine in nature and loving and peaceful end of the light. Well, actually, what they've gone and done from the inception of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, because it's all the same cult that wrote all of that stuff, is that they've disguised the darkness as the light, because the darkness always disguises itself as the light. But you'll always know it's not the light because the eyes always give it away. That's why they tell you the eyes are the windows to the soul. They're giving it away. They basically tell you constantly what the truth is. It's up to people to want to accept that or not. You know what I mean? It's up to people to want to accept what they're saying or not as the truth. What they're trying to do is they're trying to create a new race with holographic repatterning, engineering human flesh over reptilian bodies, all that type of stuff. Crazy stuff. Genetic engineering, trying to, engineer a new species, a new race. You hear stuff about the fake sun. It's a hexagonal projector that CERN has destroyed the universe, all of these things. And if you look on TikTok, all those videos, that's all bogus garbage. Probably one or two are true, but the rest of it's all mind control from the CCP. But getting back to religion, you have to understand something. All they want is your energy. They own your mind already. So you don't think that you are like, you're an individual, you're independent. You're not. If you're a part of that system, and you are connected to the matrix, you are owned and controlled by them because of your belief systems, your everything. I can't even get into it. Unless you're living in the woods and you don't have access to any type of modern technology like a cell phone, electricity, things of this nature. If you're actually living off the grid, like nothing modern, I'm talking about your own weapons, your own tools. You've built your own shed. You hunt every night. You have your own, you farm your own food, grow your own crops, this type of thing. Just like Sasquatch, they're out in the woods. They're not carrying cell phones. They live off the land. They are disconnected from the system. If you're doing that, this video is obviously not for you because you won't be having a cell phone to see it. That's common sense. But for the rest of the people that are viewing it, I'm telling you, they own you. Because you can't think for yourselves. Human beings have been conquered already. Have been conquered. But that doesn't mean it's too late for you. You can still turn it around. You have to just, wake up from your sleepless slumber and stop thinking that this is all conspiracy when there's so much stuff coming out now. But getting back to the Bible, 1611, King James, a satanic pedophile. The Pope, a satanic pedophile. The one you got now. He's a part of this satanic ring of pedophiles. It's a cult. They sacrifice and, all kinds of garbage. But anyway, what they did was they packaged demonism, hedonism, Satanism, God, Jesus, heaven, Mother Mary. They just changed the names. So actually what you're doing is you're thinking you're praying to God through the Bible and Jesus and Mother Mary and the angels in heaven and all that lovely stuff. What you're actually doing is you're sending your energy to the darkness, packaged as the light because the darkness always disguises itself as the light. The Bible is no different. The Torah, the Quran, it's all the same. Doesn't matter what religion you're referring to. It's all the same. Mormonism, it's all the same cult. It's the same stuff. It's the same cult paradigm. They're all cults. There's always somebody at the top who's a pedophile controlling everybody else, sleeping with all the children. It's the same stuff, folks. Religion is not the way to God. Religion is the way to the darkness. I've said it before. If religion were the word of God, religion would be as old as God. Religion was created by the reptiles and brought here to control you. That's why it roughly arrives in what I refer to as the event. Look it up. It's just like a 6,000 year sealing down. Nothing comes into play until 6,000 years and then later on after. Everything. Astronomy, astrology, numerology, psychiatry, psychology, math, physics, religion, politics, all of it, Western medicine, science, all of it falls beneath that 6,000-year ceiling and to the present moment. It doesn't exceed that because they brought it here and they introduced it into the infrastructure to control you. You know, modern technology, industry, science, telecommunications, military industrial complex, pharmaceutical industry. I can go on for hours. I can literally go on for hours. But I'm just trying to tell you, they're getting you to pray to evil. I'm telling you, I was raised Catholic, you know? And at 25, I got baptized because I had to, because to get a pre-Cana, to get married, I fell into all that garbage. I didn't want to. I knew it was all a bunch of garbage, but in order to get married, you have a pre-Cana. You had to be baptized in a Catholic church. So that's why I tripped up the priest one day. I said, Father, let me ask you a question. Is incest an abomination in the eyes of God? He says, well, of course, my son, of course it is. Why do you ask? I said, well, how did Adam and Eve's children have children? He was like, there were certain exceptions made in that case. I was like, sure there was. Just like your whole book. You know? Just like homosexuality is an abomination in the eyes of God. Why would that be? Because two men can't make babies? Bingo! You know, you guys catching on yet? You know, for the love of Christ, they got you freaking drinking Jesus' blood and eating his flesh. That's cannibalism, folks. That's what they do. They drink blood, adrenochrome, and they eat flesh. They're cannibals. They're reptilians. They've been telling you for decades. Look at The Simpsons, for God's sake. He just tells you that's not, wow, he's got amazing predictive talents. He's incredible. No, that's predictive programming. They tell you what they do. That's how brazen and arrogant and bombastic they are. But anyway, I'm trying to tell you, you know, look, I've already made one of my first videos. Look up the Pope's Audience Hall. The Pope's Audience Hall. Look it up, click images, and tell me what you see. You're going to see reptiles and serpents and demons inside the Vatican. It's inside the Vatican. The Pope's Audience Hall. That's POPE''S AUDIENCEHALL. The Pope's Audience Hall. Then you look it up, click images, and you'll see the serpent and the demons and the reptiles and all the wonderful evil garbage that they got going on. Built in 1971. It's right there at the Vatican. If you don't believe me, go there. Like I said before, make sure I'm bringing video. Make sure to take lots of video. Zoom in. You can see the fangs and the eyes and the serpents. By the way, you see the serpent's face in the Vatican, and also if you look at the front of all Tesla cars, it's a serpent's face. Sure it is. It's the same thing. They throw it right in your face. The Amazon symbol is a serpent's tongue. NASA is a serpent's tongue. The name NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. That's why CERN, CERN, threw up a couple of rockets during the eclipse, because you know they got nefarious plans. But anyway, to end this video, I'm just trying to explain to you that they have packaged what you believe to be God and Jesus and heaven and all, you know, God lives up there in the white kingdom with all the white people and all that stuff. You know, God is a man and Jesus is a man and Mother Mary, the virgin birth and all that. And the manger and the what is it, the North Star and the three wise men. It's a lovely fantasy, folks, but that's just what it is. It never happened. They made it up. The name Jesus doesn't come into a human text until about 4,070 years ago. So to say that Jesus is only about 4,000 years old, I mean, come on, man. You know, there is a cosmic being that you would refer to as Christ, but that's not the name. There is no name to any of these things. But I'm telling you what they're doing to you, and I hope that you can reverse course and reverse polarity and take your energy back. The Bible is spell work, and they harness your energy. And when you go to the house of the Lord, a house is not a home. There's no love there. And a lord is a tyrannical despot, a tyrant, a ruler, a draconian overlord. That's what a lord is. The house of the Lord. Okay, it's right in front of you. Tell me anytime you walked into a church you felt love or warmth or compassion or light. It's cold, dead, and empty and evil. That's why they drink blood from a goblet and they eat flesh, those little wafers. Drink blood and eat flesh. Right? And there's a whole lot of other stuff to that garbage. I know you see in the churches, you see a white man nailed to that cross, right? But in their book, they say hair of wool, skin of bronze. I don't want to cover this stuff anymore. I'm just trying to tell you, believe it or not, they disguised it as the light. You're praying to evil. You're praying to darkness. You're praying to satanic energies. That's what they want. They don't want your mind. They got that a long time ago. From when you were born to this world, they owned it. They owned it. It's just indelible. Like a little implant. Your belief system. Boom, done. Okay, on to the next. You got a barcode on your forehead. That's what your social security is. On to the next. That's how they run it. I'm just telling you, they packaged it in such a way where you say God, Jesus, heaven, Mother Mary, the angels, all that, the apostles, the saints, all of these things. It's all evil you're praying to because they actually packaged it as the light, but it's actually the darkness. And even in their backmasking, like Jay-Z has a song, he says, kill Jesus 666. See, what they want you to believe that the Jesus that they propped up is the light. This way they can fool you into guiding your energy to that because that's what it's all about. It's an energy game. They make you, if you listen to these Satanists, kill Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that, they're always anti-Jesus for a reason. And they're very overt with it because they know by doing this, they'll condition you to believe that since I'm a Satanist, so says Hollywood, and we hate Jesus, so that's what's going to make you go pray to Jesus. But unbeknownst to you, in that Bible that they have, it's a book of lies, that you're actually praying to darkness. And you don't realize it. Because religion is not the word of God. Because again, I'll run the numbers. Human beings are the newest introduction to this planet. Human beings are the newest arrivals to this planet. Bipedal anthropomorphic hominoid. Homo habilis, 3.2 million years. Let's say 4 million years. Okay, if you extrapolate that in juxtaposition to the age of this Earth, which is billions of years, 5 billion, that's not the age, it's a hologram actually, but let's just say, argument's sake, 5 billion with a B. What kind of monumentally unfathomable discrepancy exists between 3.2 million with an M and 5 billion with a B? Right? Now, all of the other creatures that occupy the face of this earth, the oceans, fly in the sky, the forest, burrow underground, worms, moles, they've been here since the beginning. Species of plants and trees and all types of vegetation have been here from the beginning. Microscopic organisms. And then the microscopic organisms that live inside the microscopic organisms, I don't see them speaking religion. They've been here from the beginning. Eagles flying in the sky, I don't see them flying with a Bible tucked under their wing. They've been here longer than man. So to say that religion is anything is garbage. I try to impress this upon you heavily, that you're praying to evil. They're getting you to funnel your energy to something satanic because they're swift and they're very good at what they do. Your mind doesn't belong to you. It never did. But hopefully it will one day when you remove that belief system and begin to identify yourself with nothing at all because you are the everything of everything. They gave you your identity. My name is such and my social security number, and I'm a registered Republican, and I live in this and this, and this is where this, and my family, and 3.2 kids. That's all programmed. The Bible is packaged in such a way where it is deceiving you into believing that you're praying to the light when you're actually bowing down to the darkness. That's what they're doing. Why do you think they have the most mass agenda of proliferation of religious propaganda? Because religion is the world's oldest propaganda, by the way. It's been going on for centuries, long before the technological advent of your cell phones and your internet and your social media. It was the written and spoken word. And why do you think they would do that? Because it's an energy game. They want your energy. The life essence of your soul is what they're after. That's what they want. So when you are deceived into believing that something's good, you're going to send your energy there. Come to find out, your whole life you were lied to. Let me ask you a question. Have they ever told you the truth about anything? No. Why would religion be any different? Why would religion be any different? Why would you need to go to a building and get dressed up and you have to listen to some dude on stage with this crazy garb he's wearing? He's got to go through this whole ritual and the ceremony and the routine and all that garbage, drinking blood and eating flesh. and all of this, and the robes and the wands and the scepters and all the garbage and the bells and the whistles and the smoke and the thing they had with the smoke and the chain. It's all garbage. That's freaking satanic. And then you see pictures of children in heaven. How come they're naked? And how come there's just men with them naked? I don't see any mothers around. Why is it always heaven is depicted with naked children? Anybody catching on? You see? I'm just trying to tell you. This will be the last video I do on this. Straight truth. Because this stuff is burning my brains out. I'm trying to explain to you. Because you came to this world not knowing, they filled in the blanks. So that's what your belief system is. You believe God is a man, Jesus is white, everybody's Caucasian. You never see any black angels. That's suspicious. You know? You don't see any Asian angels or Indian angels or Middle Eastern angels. You don't see anything to represent the panoramic spectrum of the diversification of this planet. You don't see that. It's just all Caucasian angels, all white people. Blonde hair, blue eyes, European features, just like their European Jesus. It's Swedish Jesus. Swedish Jesus. Nailed to that wall. But in the book it says hair of wool, skin of bronze. How is a fair-skinned, blonde hair, blue eye, thin lips, thin nosed white guy going to be doing, trampling around the Middle East? He'd get cooked. He can't. There's no way he could survive. He doesn't have the melanin and the pigmentation. That's why people there are darker, because geographically they're acclimated to that environment. Their skin is oilier, much more oil, and their skin is much thicker. Where Europeans, that climate isn't so inclement and so, harsh and cruel. That's why Ethiopians are the best marathon runners, because the elevation. They are the world's best marathon runners are Ethiopians. They're acclimated to it, and they're good at it. So they can run a 26-mile marathon like nothing and not even be out of breath. But anyway, everything okay, let me give you an example. Go to Rockefeller Center. You know the ice skating ring? You see that golden statue? He's like flying like this to his left side, but to you, if you look at him, he's flying to the right. That's Prometheus, the trickster, the deceiver. I mean, come on, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you. I don't tell people what to do, but I just give you heads up. Anything to do with religion, ditch it. You're praying to Satanism. I don't care what they say. From Genesis to Revelations, it's a book of propaganda. Well, Revelations has predicted the end of the world and the sky will be like sackcloth and all that. That's all garbage. Why do you think they said it in Ghostbusters? They want to promote the lie, to make you embrace the belief that this is, this is my sanctuary. This is my church. How could God not, how can God not be good? God will never forsaken me. No, Source will never forsaken you. But if you're unconsciously making a decision to latch your energy to something that's malevolent in nature, all bets are off. All bets are off. Why do you think they write it like this? Holy. Holy, not WHOL. Meaning I'm whole, I'm one. HOLE, full of holes, full of lies. They throw it in your face constantly. Why do you think money is the number one target that there are? It's the coveted prize. Why do you think they have a wicker basket in the churches? Why do you think they say donate 10% of your yearly income to a tax-exempt corporation? Why is money so important? I've already brought this up in a previous video. Source did not require money to create the universe. Source did not require money to create the earth. Source did not require money to create anything on the earth or in the earth or under the earth or above the earth. Source did not create anything. Source did not require money to create the atmosphere, the elements, the seasons, life itself. But all of a sudden, God needs money to do the work of God on earth. Now, what work would that be that requires money when God didn't need money at all? See, that's where you're going to stump them. Well, then they can say, well, we have to pass on our Bibles and our pamphlets and our leaflets and to keep the church going. Sure. That's why your pastors and your reverends and your priests and your deacons and your Baptist ministers were all pedophiles and millionaires. All these televangelists are clocking 6-7 figures plus. That's all it's about is money. That's why the Vatican has hundreds of quintillions of dollars. That's 18 zeros. 18 zeros. You count that out. Quintillion with a Q. 18 zeros. That's how much the Vatican has. Hundreds of quintillions of dollars. So I'm going to end the video by saying, don't be a fool. Take back your energy and stop sending it to evil. You need to listen to your intuitive guidance from your higher self, your authentic self, your true self, and allow that to guide you where you need to go on earth. Any system that they establish is evil. I don't care what it is. Scientology, all of it, it's all garbage. Numerology, astrology, astronomy, it's all reptilian sciences. Look at astronomy. We're naming things we didn't create. Look at astrology. They only refer to a couple of planets when there's infinite amounts of planets that they had nothing to do with the creation of. When you start to seriously dig and ask serious questions, nothing will add up. Trust me, nothing will. And another thing you folks need to do, you need to stay off of TikTok, man. All those videos, that's bogus stuff. That's all made up stuff. 99.75% of it's bogus. Maybe 1 or 2 are legitimate. I give them that. But all that other stuff about reptilians and this and that, yes, it's true about that. But those are all propaganda films that you're watching because the CCP owns, operates, and controls TikTok. It's a mind control mechanism, just like your cell phone and your television. These are patented mind control devices. If you don't believe me, look it up. Look it up. U.S. patents, all of them have numbers to them. This is patented mind control manipulation technology. Trust me. Literally talking inside your skull, controlling and owning your mind. That's why they said your mind is not for rent to any god or government. But actually what they're telling you is they're making you believe that it's not when they've already known that they own it and they rent it out to any kind of extraterrestrial malevolent species that wants to use your mental grid to project anything here on Earth. So you need to be wise about where your energy is going because you are energy. Everything is energy. I said this in all of my videos. They didn't tell you who and what you are when you came here for a reason because they don't want you to know. So you're ambling about in life just like, oh, life is great. Hey, look, let's get a new car. Let's make money. I'm going to have sex this week. That's it. My life is great. No, you're not living. You're existing. That's exactly falling into the game. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, what you came here to do, to learn to manipulate energy and to learn lessons. You came here because of your choices to live these experiences, to learn from them and to grow, and then to share that wealth of knowledge with others and information and wisdom, and then move to another earth. But you'll come back if you're playing the material game, because if you think it's all about money and cash and sex and let's see, buy a big house and fleets of cars, and it just went right over your head, and you will come back. They're very good at what they do. They make you think that this thing over here is pure and light, and I have to bow to it and pray to it, send all my energy to it, what you're doing, when actually it's the antithesis of what you believe it is. And that's how they get you. You see the political puppet show going on? The orange man's going to come in and save the world all of a sudden? This was all pre-scripted a long time ago, folks. Please don't think that he's going to come in, it's going to save the world. Operation Warp Speed, remember that one? Pokey Pokey. This is the guy that signed this country over to FEMA. This country is owned, operated, controlled by FEMA. They have an unlimited power. Check out their manifesto. They don't need a warrant. They don't need a probable cause. They could pull you out of your house, do whatever they want, throw you into a FEMA camp for life. And they could strip you of all your earthly possessions and all your earthly, value. They don't need a reason. Don't think that Orange Man isn't one of them. He is one of them. It's a puppet show. I told you before, Satanists love the colors red and white. They're indicative of the culture that they exist in. And that's what he's always wearing. Red power tie. That's what he said. Power tie. Power. Red, white. He's always wearing red and white. Very rarely does he wear blue and white, but blue and white is the color of pedophiles. If you haven't known. If you haven't figured it out. Do your research, you dig for yourself. This will be the last video I do, but I'm just trying to get you to realize that you're sending your energy to the darkness, even though you think you aren't. That's what the Bible is. The Torah, the Quran, any religion. They own all of it. They have from the beginning. That's why the oldest religion is Hinduism, 4,500 years old. Don't believe me? Look it up. I told you there's a 6,000-year ceiling. From 6,000 years to the present moment, all of these things all of a sudden come into play. Science, math, physics, astronomy, astrology, numerology, psychiatry, psychology. I go on and on and on. Politics, religion, all of it. It's all under that 6,000-year ceiling because it was introduced into the infrastructure to control you. And now it's AI and transhumanism and cybernetics, and and it's going to get even weirder than that, because these are reptilians from another planet. They see you as a food source and also as a fuel source. That's all you are to them. That's why they hide in your populations with genetically modified human flesh suits. Look at their eyes; they're black. I'm just trying to tell you anyway. I'm not covering this topic anymore, but just do yourself a big favor. You need to open up to your higher self, and you need to really just commune with the divine. And you won't find the divine on earth. The only place you're going to find the divine is inside yourself. You're not going to find it outside yourself. And that's it. Not in any book, not in any video, not in any course, a system, or DVD, a webinar, seminar, any online class, any type of scriptures or texts or any kind of messages. It's all inward, man. It's all inside stuff. If you want to really get the download, what's going on, tap into your higher self, open up your intuitive, cognitive, into your senses, your higher senses, and just learn to listen to the universe inside you and let it communicate with the universe that is one all around. And that's where you're going to receive your guidance and your information from. That isn't a lie. Because that little voice in your head that says, "Yo, man, this ain't no good for you," and you ignore it, that's because you're siding with the darkness. I'm just saying.